this game ends up going the distance here, simply Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the finals of the Go4 SE2 Sunday Cup, where this is going to be a best of 5. We're starting on merry-go-round in the top right-hand position, spawning as the red Zerg player playing for Imaginary Gaming. It is Targa. Targa just knocked out of the cup TCM's Yoda in an incredible semi-final. I managed to commentate game number 3 of that, and that should be up on YouTube as well, so have a look for that. What an absolutely entertaining game 3. And spawning in the bottom as the green Zerg player, knocking out Acer's Nurcio in another heated 2-1 semi-final. Representing Team Dignitas, it's Tefel. And both of these guys playing a lot of online cups. I say Targa having a lot of success recently and really showing his form throughout this tournament. I was saying earlier today just how good he was and his resurgence in form over the last couple of months, and he appears to be proving me right so far by getting to the final. We'll see if he can end up winning it as well, though. Tefel, in the meantime, he's been a little bit quiet of late, but he's been quietly getting on with it, as you can see, because he is here as well, and definitely here to stay. So I'm really eager to see what kind of strategies these guys will be coming up with. Are we going to see a ridiculous amount of Zergling Baneling aggression? We've seen Tefel games earlier today that have gone exactly like that. Is that going to be playing into Tefel's style? I don't know. It depends on what he's in the mood for. These guys, of course, have played and practiced against each other an awful lot as well, both living in Europe and being, I do believe, good friends. So, yeah, we could even see something a bit unorthodox because they're used to seeing each other's styles so often. It really depends here. And so far, nothing out of the ordinary. Both sides have scouted their opponents, by the way, with their overlords. So, nothing unexpected here. Of course, Tefel technically hasn't seen his opponent yet, but he's spotted an overlord. He's passed this one. He's seen this one on the edge of his creep. So he knows. He knows that Targa's in the top right position. Absolutely no surprise there at all. So just the 2 Zerglings coming out now from Targa. I'm going to be moving southwards just to have a quick check up on exactly what's going on here. Although at the 4-minute mark of this game, you're not really going to get to see too much. We've got 1 Zergling left on gas here. Zergling? Drone. Oh, I'm getting into that mode again. If Zerglings could mine, I think that's like 3 times now in the last in the last week, maybe? I've talked about Zerglings mining. I'd love to see it. That'd be great. A mod where you can just make Zerglings and they just mine hyper fast. Ooh, and this Overlord looking like it might have stretched itself a little bit too thin, unfortunately, and Tefel, ladies and gentlemen, is actually going to get a little bit supply blocked to begin with, and Targa, hey, going for that Baneling Nest. Now, was that Overlord going down worth it? Oh, well, he didn't see the Baneling Nest, so maybe not there. And it looks like Targa now is just focusing his attention on being as aggressive as possible. There's a second Overlord coming in. Targa is going to spot it now. He can see it here. I wonder if he's going to move out with his queens to try and stop it. There's a Zergling here poking in from Targa. He wants to see if there's a Baneling Nest on the way as well from Tefel. There is. So he will know to expect some sort of defense. Inject from the Queen, followed by, I think, searching for that Zergling, but it's actually over here to the left-hand side, so the Queen's going to miss it at the moment. He's looking for it in the corner. He can't actually find it right now. He may eventually, but that basically gives Targa a free scout, which is pretty useful. And yes, we have actually got Targa coming out, trying to kill off this Overlord with his queens here. Do we have a second queen on the high ground? Oh no, it's a little bit too far away for that, but well, this Overlord might actually go down if he's not too careful here. It's down to 35 health right now. There are a lot of Zerglings now streaming into the natural expansion, and Baneling's about to be made as well. And the Overlord does go down. Tefel, though, not supply block, and he really can't afford to be right now. Spinecrawler is up in the natural expansion. A lot of Zerglings, though, from Targa have come in. And is he going to try and surround it? It looks like, well, I think he might get the Queen. Splitting his attention between the Queen and the Spine Core, I'm not sure how good a move that might be. Good Baneling hits, actually, picking off a decent number of units here. Worker supply now 44 to 35 in favor of Targa. 4 workers died there, and that's because a bunch of those were actually Zerglings as well. Evo Chamber coming down from Tefel. He's just droning up off the back of this and making a couple more lings, by the way. The Spine Crawl appears to have done its job. The only thing I would say is that Targa seemed to be half targeting the Spine Crawler and half targeting the Queen. Cancel there. Ooh, no cancel! And Targa, a little bit of a blunder there at the third base. That's actually pretty huge at the 8-minute mark, and wow. More Banelings coming in for both of these guys now. Ooh, needs to be very careful, actually. One more Baneling could comfortably pick apart a whole bunch of those. And it looks like those two are going to survive for now, with a Spine Crawler going up for Targa as well, but he will not have been pleased about that third base location basically not being cancelled. Roach Warrens and Layers coming down now. I believe the Roach Warren faster for Tefel. Oh, pardon me, we don't actually have a Roach Warren coming down for Targa yet, so the transition is going to be made a little bit earlier by our Team Dignitas player here. Targa going for a bit of counter-aggression, wanting to force a third to cancel here as well, but Banelings might see that that could end up being a little bit difficult. 2 Banelings go down, but there are 4 more defensive Banelings on the way. So I don't really think Targa can prevent this hatchery from going down. The question is, can he kill it once it goes up? And with these Banelings here, I honestly don't think so. 22 more Lings coming out, though, from Targa. He's certainly going to give it a good roll of the dice. He's going to absolutely try and shake things up here. Can he do it? I have a feeling this will dictate the outcome of game number 1. Because Tefel, he's moving in towards Roaches. He's got his third base now up faster than Targa does. If Targa doesn't pick off this third base here, well, it could be interesting because he's behind from a tech point of view here. We've got Glial Reconstitution coming down for him as well, though, at least. There's the Roach Warren for Targa. So maybe he's okay, but he's produced a lot of Lings. They could have been workers, and he's saying, look, I actually think I can get something done here. He needs to justify pouring all those lava into Lings. Oh, he can pick up the Spine Crawler. No, he's just going to run straight past. And well, he's picked off a couple of Lings, but he hasn't really done that much just yet. And here we go. Oh, good Baneling hits. Good second Baneling hit, actually. And a number of workers went down there. There are still at least 2. Really, really low. Only 6 workers, though, in total this game. I'm not 100% sure that was worth it. Those were a lot of Lings and a lot of Banes. Yes, he forced some defensive ones as well, but now Tefel's main defense are Roaches. And frankly, he's got an awful lot more Roaches at the moment, I think, than Targa. 17 versus 11 right now, and that's including the ones that just popped. And Tefel's already getting Infestors out on the field as well. And that's, I mean, that's going to be pretty darn useful for him, I think. He's got himself into a situation where if he gets the earlier fungal growths in a Roach v Roach fight, he's just going to be able to keep maintaining some momentum. We'll keep an eye for what Targa wants to do. It looks like he's going for the Roach and Baneling approach. He's constantly making more Banelings here. And he's now moving out across the map with a bunch of Roaches. Let's see what he can do. Oops. Well, that's a Spine Crawler. Not getting enough creep, unfortunately. And Tefel's going to lose a little bit of defense there. I'm pretty sure that's not his primary concern, though. Because here we go. Roach v Roach. Looks like Tefel actually has a better concave there. But he didn't have enough energy. In fact, he still doesn't have enough energy on the Infestor to get a decent fungal down. 141 versus 133 supply at the moment in favor of our Team Dignitas player. And Targa, ooh, very nice, sniping the Queen. Is he going to be able to snipe the hatch? He's going to try and snipe the hatch. Oh, he needed one more shot to do that, and he couldn't quite pull it off. He couldn't justify the loss of Roaches, unfortunately, but this hatchery is actually on very, very low health, only 160 right now. So, doing a pretty good job. Oh, even getting gooped up by the Overseer. That's pretty cute and also pretty useful. So, preventing those larvae from popping out quite so quickly. And, well, 12 more Roaches and +2 on the way for Targa as well, actually. So, he's getting pretty serious about this attack. His Roaches, of course, are already at 1-1, and he's now moving towards a natural expansion. Is Tefel going to be able to follow suit? He's at 1-1, and Tefel's at 1-0 right now, by the way, guys. A decent fungal growth, but it is just the 1 right now. Tefel appears to have the advantage of numbers. Who's got the better concave here? I have to say, Targa's got the better upgrades, actually. Even though +2 isn't finished yet, he's actually doing okay, but Tefel looking like he's going to be able to get the better concave towards the second half of the fight and perhaps negate that upgrade advantage. It's 139 versus 157, and Tefel on two fronts, by the looks of things, is pushing Targa back right now. Targa will have opportunity to come back, though. I mean, the +2 attack is nearly done. He is also already an upgrade ahead of his opponent here. There's no +1 carapace for Tefel. There's just a little bit more damage. He's got the spine crawl on his side as well, and spine crawl, as I tell you guys, seriously do work. Great transfuse as well, and there's no fungal growth available with this army, so Tefel's actually being pushed back a little bit right now. Targa doing a pretty good job with this engagement, so close to being done, this +2, but he does need to wait the slightest bit longer. And, well, I have to say, he's held this really well. He's held this like a champ. There was a time during that engagement the Tefel was 20 supply ahead, and they're now basically even. +2 is about to complete. It has completed now for Targa, so he's got 2-1 versus 1-0, and a couple of Lings in the mix as well. Tefel, all of a sudden, in a lot of trouble. I don't think he realized until halfway through that fight what the upgrade situation was, and now Targa is seriously pushing him back. Do we have any fungal growth? No, it's just going to be more roaches here, but there's a chance Targa can take this fight if he keeps streaming Lings in. Both sides need to be very careful, but I have to be honest and say Targa's upgrade situation is comfortable right now. He's also researching groove spines, which is great. He's going to be able to get Hydras into the mix as well. I love that. Oh, man. Tefel, in the meantime, let's take a look at what he's been doing. I mean, his third base is back up and comfortable. It's at 200 hit points, so he's still got some roaches there in case any sort of ninja sniping decides to occur. He has to be so careful with that. Who's going to be the first to take a fourth base in this game? A couple more infestors coming out now from Tefel, but we haven't seen them make a huge impact. Not this game, not so far. He has to have a much bigger contribution from them if he wants to take this game from Targa in a straight-up engagement. There are many ways to win a game of StarCraft, guys, but a straight-up engagement against an army that has a bigger DPS than you because of the Hydralisks, because of the upgrade advantages here, is not one way to win this game. So Tefel can't engage just straight up unless he gets the fungals of his life. And to be fair, you know, with infestors, you can do that. We've all seen Wings of Liberty. We all know what they're capable of. But in this situation, there's a whole lot of Targa moving out across the map right now, and it's 193 versus 198 supply. Both of them are maxed out. One of them has a double upgrade advantage over the other, and Hydralisks here. And this third base is beginning to look very difficult to defend indeed. Here we go. We got Banelings here as well. Will they be able to crash into a lot of the roaches? It looks like it. Ooh, a decent amount of connections on the right-hand side, and the left, in the meantime, is doing a great job with that upgrade advantage. The Hydra's just providing so much DPS. Targa's winning on the left and losing on the right by the looks of things. Ooh, the Hydra's getting picked off. Not the greatest engagement there. He needs to run, but it's going to be enough. GG! And Targa, ladies and gentlemen, wins game number 1. Dignitas Tefel taps out.